In a world where zombies, ghosts, serial killers, and vampires all exist, it's Nico, Brian, Mike, and Dustin, and they are all that stand between you and the films that could end the world. Welcome to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Podcast. Just want to thank all of our fans and listeners. Really appreciate the support. You guys are awesome. Before we get into tonight's film review, just want to give a quick shout out to our website, don'tgoouthere.com. Everything about our podcast is on the website. All of our episodes and interviews, if you want to check those out. We've done some incredible interviews in the past. Go check them out there in a specific tab by themselves so you don't have to scroll through hundreds of episodes on Apple or Spotify, etc. We also have our store if you want to grab a shirt, a mouse pad, a hat, all that good stuff. We'd love to see your pictures, rep your favorite podcast. And Shan's Etsy page is also attached if you want to grab a tumbler. All of our social media links are on there as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Like us, subscribe us, follow us, all that good stuff. And the last thing I want to shout out on our website is our Patreon. We call it Blood Donors. We have the traditional monthly reoccurring kind. If you want to support us, help us pay the bills, as we say. Or if there's a movie you want us to review, that option is available as well. Just check out our website, don'tgoouthere.com. Also, if you haven't noticed, we've recently joined the Believe Network. So there's some ads on our program now. But if you want ad-free content, go check us out on Blood Donors. The ad-free episodes will be available there. We appreciate your support. We hope you enjoy the episode.
All right, guys, coming to the film review. We will be taking on my choice this week. I chose the newly released on digital and, physical media as well. Shout out physical media. Me and Dustin are big fans of that. This movie came out this year, 2026. I chose Curry Barker's Obsession. This is a movie I wanted to pick a couple months ago when we thought it was going to be on digital in June 2nd, I think is when it was. But it was doing so well in theaters. They're like, nah, we got to keep getting these ticket sales, brother. But yeah, I chose 2026's Obsession just because I'm not saying it's the best movie of the year, but it's my favorite movie of the year. No movie has moved me I saw it May 13th, Obsession Early Access at AMC and Dolby Cinema, and that's the only movie this year that's when I left the theater, I felt some type of way. I was really paranoid and creeped out. Made a TikTok review. It's got 20,000 reviews or 20,000 views for some reason. I don't know what happened there, but shout out to TikTok's algorithm. Makes no sense, but standout cast. I mean, it's mostly a cast of nobodies, or not nobodies, but we haven't heard of these people per se. And we need more of these kind of movies. We need lesser known actors and actresses, young directors, and look at their lives, how they've changed. Indy Navarrete, she's got 3 million followers on Instagram now. She signed with Gap, just announced that. Cooper and Curry were already big with their sketch comedy program, but Megan's doing really well now too. She's doing conventions. She's got 400,000 followers now. It's just really good to see this cast blow up, and this movie really creeped me out the first time I watched it. I really have grown to really love this movie. It's the movie's not similar at all in theme and what it did, but this movie to me is 2026's Sinners. This is the movie that I left the theater damn, that was good. That one, yeah, that was a theater experience, and I really like Obsession. Mike, what'd you think?
Yeah, so I have a very similar feeling that you do in the sense that, look, we all watch a lot of movies. We at least, at bare minimum, watch a movie a week. Dustin's doing a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Nico's doing more. So you're both doing more than me, but there are weeks where I watch more than one movie. Shocker, I know. We become a little numb to certain things, right? It just comes with the territory. When you start a podcast, we're over 6 years or 7 years in now, right? Things start to become numb. Not this movie. The first time I watched it, I was like, whoa, this is different, unique, very cool. And the first little bit, I'm like, okay, and then it really ratchets it up and starts to kind of peel back the onion of what this movie's actually trying to say, what the movie's actually trying to do. And I love this movie. I think Indy Navarrete, if I'm saying that right, is fantastic as Nikki. Steals the show, hands down. And it's not that there's not other good acting in the movie, but I think it's pretty clear she's kind of playing almost three characters to an extent, right? So, there's a lot of moving pieces for her, and I think she puts in a phenomenal performance. I think Curry Barker's script and everything that they have there, the writing is really good. I love the way this movie's shot. It we'll get to the budget later, but how good I think it looks doesn't reflect the budget, and then it made just a shit ton more. Not often in the history of this show have we covered a movie that ends up this far into the culture zeitgeist. Like Sinners comes to mind, right? Like people outside of the horror bubble saw Sinners. People outside of the horror bubble have seen this movie, right? Like they went out of their way to see this movie. So it is kind of fun to finally be covering it, right? Some would say overdue. I've made that joke for the last week, so sorry about that. But I just think it's great. Like there's so many different contexts that you can take away from this. Who's the villain? I think it's pretty clear who the villain is. But, kind of like we talked about in our news episode that we recorded earlier, Nikki's still a villain in the sense of a traditional horror film, right? Like, she's terrifying. The way Wish Nikki is terrifying, right? Like, Wish version of Nikki is absolutely, well, I know what Dustin may say. To me, Wish Nikki is absolutely terrifying, and I would not want anything to do with it. But Bear is a villain tenfold, man. Like, he is such a wiener, dude, to quote another great movie that I like. But he's such a wiener, and he brings a lot of this on himself. Yeah. I mean, he's just like, he's so unlikable. Honestly, from the first 8 seconds of the film, he's unlikable immediately. And everyone shits on Ian. Ian's not great, but Ian's not like just like the worst human in the world. Like, he's just kind of a dude, right? He's just like a guy. Like, that's just how guys are sometimes. And so I just think this movie has a lot of depth, great characters, and a really unique, interesting story. Look, possession movies have been done to death. She kind of is possessed, but it's very ambiguous, right? Like, she's not possessed by a demon or a ghost. We don't really know how Wish Nikki becomes Wish Nikki, where real Nikki goes. There's just a lot of meat on the bone. Excited to finally cover it. I'm talking out of my ass now. Go ahead, Dustin.
Yeah, I thought this movie was okay. I'm just kidding. I love this movie. Mike, you said that possessed Wish Nikki was scary. I thought she was exciting. When this movie came out, when I first saw this movie, I had it probably as my number 2, maybe number 3 favorite movie of the year overall. Now it's down to 6, but there's been some really good non-horror movies come out this year. As far as horror goes, it's a clear-cut number 1. I do not see anything taking the title from it. Like, it's over. Cue the Vince Carter gif. It's over. But
Robert Eggers may do it at the end of the year, but he's got to win us back a little bit.
He's got to win us back because Dracula
didn't love Nosferatu.
Nosferatu was good, but it wasn't quite what we expected. But no, I think that what Curry Barker did was nothing short of remarkable. To do what he did with a cast of unknowns other than Andy Richter, with the budget that he had, it's just incredible. And shout out to Indy Navarrete, just in general, but her performance in this movie, she was so
incredible.
Good. To go from, she's been in stuff that people may have seen before. She's been in stuff I've seen before, but not in a notable role. She's not delivering a notable performance necessarily. In this movie, she exploded onto the scene and is going to be a force in the business for a long time because of this role. She's going to do good acting going forward. This isn't a fluke. But because of this role, she's going to get so many opportunities because of how well she acted. I think this is a really, really good movie. The commentary on, relationship, male-female dynamic is interesting. Part of me wants to say that Bear is an incel, but he's clearly not because Sarah's into him. Incel stands for involuntary celibate. He could have a girl, just not the girl that he wants. And honestly, he could have the girl he wants if he wasn't such a fucking pussy.
Correct.
Now, another thing I want to mention is that I see a lot of people online express their love for Nikki. Understandably so. Indy Navarrete's beautiful. Nikki, lovely. But I'm here to tell most of you, you are not built for that life. You have never danced with the devil in the pale moonlight. I was molded by that danger. I didn't know sane women until I had been an adult for many years, and by then they were nothing but boring. So get out of my face. Also, shout out to her career for really taking off like it is, and her Instagram following and all that exploding like it is, but I never had a chance, and now I have less than a 0% chance, so fuck me, right?
She's taken too, but
And she's playing in my face, posting these little cute Instagram stories with her boyfriend leaning in to kiss her and she's smiling. Almost made me not see my birthday, which is today.
That was okay. I can't top that, but I kind of want to get it out of the way instead of waiting to the end, if that's okay with you guys. 'Cause I think it's important for the context of the film. Okay, this movie. So I didn't forget. All right, I'm doing it early so we don't wait till the end. This movie was made for $750,000, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, shoestring, especially in 2026. Worldwide gross, $458.6 million, 611 times its production budget on a worldwide revenue. That is absolutely freaking nuts. That's great for theaters, and it's great for the horror genre. So I wanted to call it out early instead of waiting.
It did over $1 million for 55 straight days in the theater, which broke the record. I can't remember which movie held it previously, but I think it was E.T. Like, it's a movie that everybody knows. And it also became the highest grossing independent movie ever, surpassing The Passion of the Christ. Fun fact.
and I saw where like Focus Features bought it for $15 million. And I think that was like the highest it's ever I think that was the highest price that's been paid for a movie at one of these film festivals. Like I saw where A24 and Neon were fighting over it too, but Focus Features won it. So shout out to Focus Features.
I also saw that Jason Blum made a reported $17 million off of this movie, which good for him. But at the same time, that just means he's going to use that to make more bad movies. But anyway,
I know.
Relax,
So I know.
man. Damn.
I know Focus won, and Blumhouse is obviously in the production as well. Late, right? They came in later and kind of helped out the back end, I think, with some of that stuff. But when's the last? And I know, Dustin, I know how you feel. When's the last time Blumhouse had a freaking banger? Been a while.
yeah,
What do you mean by banger?
Like a really good, like a really good horror film.
I mean, I thought like Speak No Evil in 24 was solid. It wasn't it wasn't sinister or
Not
nothing,
like,
but it was
not
good
like this. Right.
Nico, didn't we just talk about a Blumhouse movie recently?
though. We probably did, brother.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I was like, yeah, except for it's Blumhouse. I can't believe that. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
But I just want to touch on something Mike said real quick, then we can move on about Nikki. And I saw a lot of discourse online. I know we all have the past couple of days. It's possible to be a good, obviously Nikki is not the problem. She's possessed by whatever. But
Correct.
she can still be the source of the horror movie. Like, she can still be the source of horror in this horror movie, even if she's not the bad person. Even if she's not the villain.
Yeah.
She was terrifying in some of these scenes. The way she was
Again,
acting, the look on her faces. It was terrifying.
Dude, the scene in the corner of the bedroom?
Bro,
That's fucking
you know how tense
terrifying,
that scene
bro.
was in Dolby Cinema at AMC?
Again,
Bro, I was scared as hell.
I've lived it.
And when she yells, stay, when he's trying to get out of bed, no.
Boy.
I was scared
and
as hell, boy.
to use the same example I did
felt at
earlier,
We know, man.
to use my same example, Nico, Frankenstein's monster is a victim. Straight up. Didn't ask to be put together, didn't ask to be awake. Here he is. He is the monster of the movie, though. He's clearly the antagonist of the film. So it goes back a billion years, right? Like, you can be a victim and scary. I called it Disney syndrome because of Maleficent and all these other evil spin-offs that we've gotten. I blame them.
So I was looking up Blumhouse movies. I think it was Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I didn't mind that. I know you didn't like it, but
I didn't love it.
I saw two more movies on this list that I know you loved. That's, of course, Afraid and Night Swim.
Yeah, fuck off, man. Genuinely fuck off.
All right, guys. Any more opening thoughts? I'm doing the scene by scene.
Nah, read your 7 sets of scene by scene, pal.
Don't even start with me. All right. Lord, bear me strength. I said bear. Bear me strength. We open with Bear confessing his love to Nikki at a diner. It's a deeply heartfelt and fearless confession, except not really. Bear's a pussy. And he's practicing a speech on a waitress as his best friend Ian observes. Ian tells him it's way too much and it would make Nikki vomit. Ian says he's got to be way less sappy and tells the waitress to skedaddle. Ian gives Bear some advice on how to flirt with Nikki. He would know. And says not to do it at trivia. He loves trivia night and doesn't want Bear to ruin it. Do it at the right time. We cut to Bear's house and he's greeted by his dead cat Sandy in the floor. Sandy apparently grew thumbs as she figured out how to open a pill bottle and down some. Bear cleans up and then sobs like a baby. Come on, dude, it's a cat. A cat. It's not like it's a dog. Grow up. Later, he's laying in his bedroom, scrolling Nikki's IG when she calls him. I can tell from the first time we hear her voice that I love her. She's sassy. She also really wants Bear to go to trivia, but he says he's got stuff to do. Dude, read the room, bro. She tells him that she's quitting her job, where he also works, and she convinces him to go to trivia. She drops her crystal necklace down the drain, and yet again, I am so in love, and we haven't even seen her yet, just based off that fact. But anyway, so Bear stops at a store on the way to pick her up a new one. He ends up buying a collectible One Wish Willow instead, and the girl that sells him to him says, don't come back and complain. We cut to trivia, and upon seeing Nikki, can confirm, yes, I am in fact in love. Bear accompanies her to the bar to get shots, and he orders a fucking pina colada. Be a man. His chat is interrupted by Ian and Sarah, and now it's trivia time. He tells Sarah that his cat died, and she comforts him, and we cut to the group leaving the bar after trivia. Ian wants to go to karaoke next, but Nikki isn't feeling it. Bear volunteers to take Nikki home and watches her in awe as she gives a hobo $20, and the two pairs go their separate ways. What'd you guys think of the open?
Yeah, say what you want about Blumhouse, but their intro with all of their movies going through the creepy cabin, I think is fire, especially with this score playing alongside it. I get it, Bear. Talking to women is scary, especially one you have a huge crush on. And I'm saying it here that as of now in this movie, Bear is not the villain yet, but that definitely does change later. This waitress is played by Chloe Breen. She was asked last minute as a part of a reshoot. She agreed because she was just a friend of Curry Barker's. I saw that on her TikTok page. I thought it was cool. And Chloe, check your spam and your email. We reached out to see if you'd come on the podcast and talk to us about that. I laughed at Ian telling Bear his attempt was awful. Ian is a bad person overall. Not the type that deserves to die, obviously, but he's not the best friend, but he is funny as hell. This scene is diabolical, looking back, knowing your friend likes a girl so much and you're secretly crunching her behind the scenes. Boy, that is tough. Down bad. What was that laugh for? Damn.
I see a lot of myself in Ian. Pause.
Down bad. Down bad if you wake up bricked up looking forward to trivia night. Give me a break, man. It hurt my heart to see this. Dustin doesn't like cats. Oh, I'm a cat guy. It hurt my heart to see this poor kitty Sandy dead due to more Bear's negligence. I'm going to assume it's his negligence. Put your pears up. Good night. Put your pills up away, Goofy, and this wouldn't have happened. I will say a cat getting into pills is a bit of a stretch, Curry. I think you need to set it up early, like how dumb and negligent Bear is. Like, it's like, eh. And I love this title card with the word obsession etched into the comforter.
Yeah.
But I also think, does Bear really have that on his comforter as well? It's like, it's hit and miss for me. And bear with me, I got a lot of notes on this movie. I apologize. I know Dustin hated seeing those emojis and Nikki's contact name on Bear's phone.
Oh.
It's embarrassing as can be, especially since she's not even your girlfriend or wife. You're just obsessed, and you got the kissing emoji and the little heart emoji. Give me a break, man. And as soon as Bear hears she's putting in her 2 weeks' notice, this has to be the moment where you decide as a man that it's time to tell her how you feel before it's too damn late. Crystal necklace, I know Dustin is in love with that as well. I laughed at this shop worker. As soon as Bear walks in, she says, "Hey, we're closing, so lock in." Like, don't be dilly-dallying around here. Bear went into the store looking for a crystal necklace and leaves with this random novelty called a One Wish Willow. At this point, he can't know it works, so why did you even buy this thing? Kind of spooky, Viola says, "Don't come back and complain about it considering it's just a novelty that's less than $10. What do you mean by that? or they die or wish they were dead. Oh, okay. I thought that was a great line by her. Nice little nod to Curry Barker, the director, calling it Barker's Pub. And we now meet my new crush, Megan Lawless, as Sarah. Can't wait to meet her at Scaradise in October. You know, me and Dustin, we're going on double dates with these ladies. He's got Indy, I got Megan, so it's a good time. We also now see Indy Navarrete on screen for the first time, giving her early flowers. Now, when I first saw this movie, Early Access, I was blown away by her performance. Like, I could not believe how good it was. I laughed so hard my first watch how Bear got interrupted so many times in a row trying to tell Nikki how he felt. I'd be ready to crash out. Like, I'd be Shane from Walking Dead Season 2. Like, can y'all fuck off so I can tell this girl finally I'm scared to death right now? Kind of a lazy way to announce there's a gun at work. You know, Ian walking up saying Sarah said her dad's got a gun in the safe. But I overlooked it. But, meh. Bear says they're cheering, taking these shots to Sandy while telling no one so far the cat has died. And, you know, kind of like Scream, this movie, at this moment, to me, it's pretty evident that Sarah is the one who cares for Bear in a deeper way, not Nikki. I laughed at Ian, you would know the street price, as Sarah says, great, I just bought his heroin. I thought that was a funny line. I only got 2 more points, and it's on you, Mike. Another funny guy moment. Get your girl home safe, and it would have hit me in the chest when she says, don't say it like that. Like, oh, my chest, don't say it like that. Oh. And this is the last thing I got. Really interesting opening set of scenes, and I'm invested. I think this is great.
Yeah, so I already kind of mentioned Blumhouse, but I completely agree. I had it here. I love their intro. Like, the way it goes through the cabin, and you know me, something about having Michael Myers in there makes it even cooler, man. Like, that's just a cool intro that they have. This opening scene is so fucking frustrating, and it's more frustrating the more you watch it just because of how soft Bear is, man. Like, come on. You gotta practice what you gotta say. Bro, come on. On a random waitress at this diner, which I'm sure has gas food, as me and Nico have talked about. Diner food, excelente. You said you saw a lot of yourself in Ian, Dustin. I don't agree. I think you're a great fellow. Ian Scream's peaked in high school, brother. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Nah, I said a lot of myself. I didn't say we're the same.
Fair enough. That's a good point. I will say about Ian, though, it's pretty clear. He has this, like, authoritative tone when it comes to Nikki. Nikki doesn't like that mushy stuff. Well, how would you know, brother? How would you know so well? Oh, wait. You crushing them guts. That's why. I see. I understand. That's got to... Man, the scene later on when he realized... it's good stuff. And I really... Okay, so a little bit of nuance on Bear. Him feeling the way he does about Nikki... Fine, like, have feelings. I think it's more disturbing as the film plays on. He doesn't really know her. Like, as the movie goes on, I think it's pretty clear he doesn't really know Nikki like he thinks he knows Nikki. And so I think that's what makes this even creepier to me. You're right, Nico. He's not the villain yet, but he is kind of a creep in a way as her friend. Like, he's kind of like playing friend with her, in my opinion. But I don't think what he wants to say is cringe. He just makes it cringe because he's a fucking loser, man. God, he's so soft. I do feel bad for him with the dead cat. I mean, I think it's sad to lose a pet no matter what. So that was sad. I agree, little convenient having him swallow the pills, but I'm willing to forgive it because, like you said, I mean, Bear's a fucking klutz, man. He didn't know what the hell he's doing. Even on this phone call, we only hear Nikki, we don't see Nikki. He's like a little puppy dog with her, man. Like, he says whatever he thinks she wants to hear instead of just like having a real conversation with a human being. She tells him, I'm putting in my 2 weeks, or I'm giving my notice to the music store, or whatever. You're right. Say what you got to say and say it with your chest. That's the perfect time. It's now or never. And I know over the phone may not be the best, but for someone that has that social anxiety, maybe it would have been the best way. It's just, man, that phone call scene annoys the piss out of me. I get secondhand embarrassment at the bar, though. I really, really do. Like, first of all, he comes in and orders a pina colada. Brother, it's trivia night. It's trivia. Like, if you're on a cruise, go nuts. Order yourself a dirty banana, a pina colada, whatever. But we're at trivia night. Man, just order a beer, order a whiskey on the right. Order something that's not a fucking pina colada. And you could just tell he's not even mad that he can't say what he wants to say, Nico. Like, he's just kind of like, okay, I guess it's fine, whatever. I'll tell her at some point. Nah, man. God, he's so frustrating. And that's going to be a big point for me. Like, I don't feel bad for him at all, even from the beginning. Like, no, he's not the villain yet, but damn it, he's hard to root for. And this, look, I think it's pretty clear that Sarah likes this guy, right? But like, clearly he likes Nikki. Man, if his social cues are so bad, we can't pick up on any of this. That Sarah likes you. It's frustrating. Like, Nikki seems fine, right? Like, regular Nikki seems just fine. But like, she clearly only sees you in this one box, and I'm going to talk about it in the next set of scenes. I think it's pretty clear. I've seen some discourse online about, I think Nikki would have given him a chance. I'm not so sure about that. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's the case. I think I have my point to make on that in the next set of scenes. Last thing I really appreciated that this person inside the store when he's buying the One Wish Willow told him to hurry the fuck up. We're about to close. Yeah, man. That's a lesson to take. Come at a fucking reasonable time or get the fuck out. That's all I got.
So, a couple things before I get in the next set of scenes. Nico, you mentioned how preposterous it is that he went in there to buy her a new necklace. He's like, oh, let me just buy this toy that I don't even know that works. Brother, it was like $6.99. Buy them both. And if you can't afford to buy them both, you don't need to be going to trivia. And then, Mike, you said that we're just speaking to the parallels, the similarities in Ian and myself. Listen, he's secretly hooking up with Nikki. Can't let Bear know because he would crush him. So what's he do? He feeds him bad advice. Call her Freaky fair. Nikki. She hates that. So, and then at the bar, his drink order. Yeah, you don't order a pina colada. What you do is you order a round of Malort or a round of Rumplemintz. You assert dominance. That's Correct. What Nikki would respect.
Although, I've seen you order a White Russian, buddy.
What's wrong with White Russians? That's not a feminine drink. Have you ever seen The Big Lebowski?
Of course I have. It is a good drink, by the way.
And last thing is that you sidetracked me there. Oh, you said that you don't think Nikki would give him a chance. Well, I had it in my fun facts. I'll say it now. Curry Barker wrote the part of Nikki with the intent that she could like him. And Indy Navarrete has said in interviews that she played the role as if she could have feelings with Bear if he would just man the fuck up, for lack of better words. But yeah.
See, and to me, that means she doesn't really have them.
No, that's not true. She don't want to put herself out there. No woman wants to be with the pussy, first of all.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. I guess lesbians do. But no woman... no woman wants to be with a man that's got soft hands. And so she wanted to make sure that he was ready for, to be a man.
Can I just say, to circle back to the Ian conversation, that makes Bear in the next set of scenes even bigger of a pussy. He takes his advice. Just be a fucking man. I don't need my friend's advice. Fuck you.
Yeah.
God, he quotes it verbatim. Bye, freaking Nikki. What a little bitch.
But question, though. If she performed her character as possibility to liking Bear, another guy in the friend group, while she's getting cracked by Ian, that just seems weird. I mean, I know there's no romantic thing between her and Ian, but
yeah, it's just.
But you still like a guy that you work with while you're getting your shit split by this other guy too. That's just a weird dynamic. But she is quitting. She is quitting.
Yeah, but Nico, if you're Nikki, you also know the fact that Sarah likes Bear.
It's a fucked up dynamic.
it's a weird friend group.
It's a dynamic that I've experienced in multiple.
The Finish Line went crazy, didn't it?
Anyway, I've been
more times in friend group. This or Bodies.
Oh, this one, I think.
This one.
Bodies.
Yeah, because they're all fucking and all that.
Yeah.
I heard Finish Line. I heard Finish Line. You might have to take a seat right over here, Dustin.
Nope. Nope. I don't work there. All right, let's keep moving along.
Let's move on.
Bear's driving Nikki, and she offers condolences for his cat. He says he'll miss her at work, but she needs a big life change to inspire her writing. She says he's the only one she can talk to about this kind of stuff, and this man is clueless. Girl says something like that, like she's either into you or she thinks you're her bestie. Shoot your shot. He says that he's got her something, and she's nervous. Brother, read the car. They arrive at her home, and she asks how he feels about Sarah, but he likes her as a friend. Nikki says when she has a crush on a guy, no one knows, which seems to dishearten Bear. She gets out, and he tells her to wait, but pusses out. He stops her again to reminisce about a time in school, and she shuts it down. He calls her Freaky Nikki, which she doesn't like, and this guy just sucks at flirting. She asks him if he likes her. Now's the time to tell her, but he's a giant blue whale-sized pussy and says, they're good friends. And her reaction says it all. Her body language, she would be into it, you dipshit. He laments his decisions and decides now's the time to use the one-wish willow. He wishes Nikki loved him more than anything in the world. And that thing works fast. She is standing on the porch staring at him. She asked about his gift for her, but he says he left it at home. She invites him inside and says she just lost her cat, but then she changes it to he just lost his cat. She's noticeably acting different, but really wants to hang out. She snaps out of it momentarily, seemingly when she catches a glimpse of herself in the side mirror. But she quickly reverts back to wanting to hang out more, either at her place or his. And he is freaked out. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. She says her dad's dying and starts crying, so he finally takes her to his house. She says it smells like him, and she likes it at his house. He puts her to bed, and she asks him to sleep with her, and he reluctantly agrees. She takes her shirt off, and he is so uncomfortable. I'm not sure if this was intentional or if it means anything. And then I read later there was just a continuity error by the props department. But something that stood out to me both times I've watched this movie in the theater and at home is that the clock. It went from saying 12 o'clock to saying 16:55. It was very odd. Anyway, she starts kissing him and suddenly snaps out of it and is freaked out, which freaks out his pansy ass even more. She says she thinks she saw something and it was a panic attack. She asks to just sleep. She starts crying, and he tells her it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, y'all bear with me. I got a lot on this section, too, but going after this one, I don't have as much. Nikki waits until the car ride home to say she's sorry about his cat's passing. To me, this is another sign that she's not super interested in Bear. Like, in my 35 years of a life, a guy knows when a chick likes him. It's not really a mystery. Like, I've never wondered. Like, I've always kind of known. There can be outliers, and Curry wrote Nikki very well. But to me, like, this is just my interpretation. She does seem to send Bear a little bit of mixed signals that could cause him to overthink. But he's definitely in the wrong here. I love this shot of the house with the porch light on. It's so simple, yet so spooky. Like, I love those kind of shots of houses with the light on. Nikki brings up Sarah liking him now. Like, I would be so confused if I was Bear. When I have a crush on a guy and no one knows. Dustin, what are your thoughts on this? This is confusing me, brother. Like, she playing hard to get. What's going on here?
Women just do not know how to use their words unless it's to argue.
And then they start crying. Then you're like, now you're the problem. Like, good night. She keeps shutting him down. Then he calls her the worst thing, Freaky Nikki. Bear is fumbling at the 1 yard line, and she pulls a reverse Uno asking him, do you like me? But, like we've all mentioned, like a giant pussy, he lies, and she seems to take it harsh, but brushes it off at the same time. Confusing moment for sure. A real man would have got out the car and knocked on the door and told her, but Bear, he makes the wish she loved him. I still don't consider him the villain quite yet. Like, I think every guy has always thought, damn, I wish this girl liked me too, but so I don't consider Bear quite the villain just yet. Everyone has made this kind of, wish in their mind without malicious intent. I'd be so weirded out if I was Bear. Did this damn thing actually just work? Nikki just switched up completely. Her cat died. Do you want to come inside the house? Holy moly. Then when she has this out of nowhere epiphany, like, I'd be freaked out if I was Bear. I kind of find Bear's behavior weird right now. His crush wants to hang out with him, but he's telling her to go home. Is he being considerate because he can tell she's acting different? Like, what's going on here, Bear? But Bear the loser has his jerk-off magazine and his lotion right in the wide open. I mean, I guess he didn't expect no one to come home, but, man, put that shit up, man. That's shameful. Nikki stares into a dark kitchen and says it smells like you. I thought that was kind of tough. I was like, man, I smell like a dark kitchen. But I would fold so fast if my crush is like, will you please sleep with me? Good night. Yes, I will, ma'am. Great jump scare here when Nikki gets her next epiphany in the bed and pulls away, falling over. Like, that scared the shit out of me on the first watch. Bear needs to start realizing something's wrong immediately. Last two things I got, Mike. Cliche scene here where a character Googles if something is going on is real, checks Reddit or stories, but I can let it slide. Like, I get it. And the last thing I got, another good set of scenes that's slowly building up the tension, but it's really effective.
Bear's so awkward in the car, and you're gonna. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna keep repeating it because he's a very unlikable character in my opinion. Not saying you're not right, Nico. Like, clearly we've all been here where where we wish, hey, wish that girl would like me. She's hot. She's whatever. And they're friends, right? Especially in Nikki's mind, they're friends, not anything else. And obviously, there's like a weird tension sometimes. I'm almost certain that Ian's even probably mentioned to Nikki, if we were just like off screen, not in the movie, hey, Bear's got a really big crush on you. There's no way he hasn't done that, right? So like, I think it's pretty clear Nikki knows. She just wants him to step up. Although I don't know if I agree with that, and I'll get to that in a second. To me, I feel like she's only asking him about liking her. So when he kind of, pisses down his leg, the moment's too big, he's got a chance, calls her Freaky Nikki, whatever. I feel like she only comes back and asks him that to let him down easy, in my opinion. Because, like, the way I read that, and I know what they said, and that's how she played the character, but just my, like, interpretation of how I took that is everything she said in the car up to this point gives me no inclination that she has any feelings for Bear.
And now that you mentioned that, Mike, I wanted to chime in real quick because it reminded me because I don't know if you listened to it or not, but the Dead Meat Obsession podcast.
Yeah.
I think it was Chelsea who brought up the point that she kind of wondered if she asked if Bear liked him because she knew she was quitting in 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
So she was deciding on who all do I need to start cutting off from this friend group once I leave this joint. And maybe if Bear likes me, you got to, I'm out too.
See, I mean, that's fair points, but I look at her body language when she's like,
Yeah.
good. It's almost like,
that's
like she was
true.
a little disappointed.
Yeah.
That he wouldn't just say
Well,
it.
I think everybody likes a little bit of attention. Like
especially
I
women.
agree. Yeah, well, I wasn't going to say it. I was going to let you say it because I knew you would. But I think everyone wants to be liked, right? But like in the car, she's clearly like not grossed out by like the idea of him buying her a gift, but like it's not something she's like ecstatic about. Like, ooh, what'd you get me? It's more like, even Bear's like, that's a weird reaction.
Yeah.
That is a weird reaction. If you like someone secretly, even, you're going to like, oh, what'd you get? That have a normal reaction, not Nikki. So to me, everything leading up to do you like me gives me cause to think she doesn't like him. She's going to tell him, hey, I know you do, and we'll never know, right? Well, in the words of Kanye West, I guess we'll never know. Because
And honestly, like after seeing this movie so many times, to me it just works better if she doesn't like him.
me too. I think it makes Bear even more of a villain.
Yeah.
It makes her more of a victim too. It's like
Yeah, for sure.
But then there's on the other hand where it's like if you were just a fucking man, you could have had her anyways. You just did, but you took it from. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can see it argued either way.
All you had to do
for
is
sure.
actually buy her a crystal necklace. Don't buy the One Wish Willow, and just be a man. Tell her you like her. Give her the necklace, dude. He's in there that night.
Well, at least give yourself a fighting chance, right? Like at least give yourself the opportunity.
Even if she doesn't like him, here's my thought process. Even if she doesn't like him, he does all that, then she's at least going to give him the Ian treatment, which is a step up. That's a win for him.
Yeah, that's a win if that's what he's looking for, No doubt.
Go ahead,
again,
Mike. Go ahead.
He's just like, okay. Oh, damn it. That was good. I feel like if that scene, if he had said yes, she was going to let him down easy. That was my interpretation. Or let him down hard. I don't know. One or the other. He's just, instead of stepping up and at least giving himself a chance, just that fear of rejection. It makes, we're this deep. She's leaving the store where you guys work together. Time to step up, brother. Damn. Then he goes and breaks this One Wish Willow that he didn't even give to her after he's, I have something for you. Didn't even give to her. Breaks it himself. And almost immediately, guys, like, obviously it's written this way, but Indy's performance in this scene is probably, a lot of credit is given to the no, like all that, the stuff where she pisses and shits herself, like all that's really good stuff, okay? And the party scene is fantastic. But to me, the acting here is phenomenal because she's almost in and out of two characters, right? Like when she comes back, she's Wish Nikki, but real Nikki's like almost fighting to get out of there. Whoa, wait, what's going on? Like, she's like, I'm being weird, like that kind of stuff. Like, it's clear there's like a battle going on in there, and I think she's able to flip the switch really, really well. And it's subtle, right? It's subtle where she's acting really, really strange. And I mean, to me, the dead giveaway, Nico, is she's acting the complete opposite after this wish that she was in the car. Like it's night and day. Like this is how someone acts, even in the early stages of someone that likes you, right? Like clearly, this is a sign to me she's just like the complete opposite. And now she's quote obsessed. But I mean, in the house, she's comforted by the smell of Bear. In the car, she's kind of freaked out by the thought of a gift. I mean, what are we talking about here? Like, I think it's pretty clear. But anyway, come on.
I don't know that she was freaked out by the thought of the gift. I thought it was like a nervous, like, oh my God. I don't know. It's up for interpretation.
Weird reaction.
There's also a lot of people out there that don't like receiving gifts.
Oh yeah, me.
Yeah.
In particular, me.
Not me.
So,
I'll take all your gifts. Donations.
But I mean, it's one of those things. But it's one of those things where it's like where it's like the thought counts, or you're being thoughtful. It's like I mentioned that I lost my necklace. Oh, and you bought me one. Like that's considerate. You know?
Right. Well, if he'd actually bought the necklace, that would have been
great.
But
he didn't.
Then
he lied that he didn't have it.
Yeah.
Well, fucking loser.
And even here, if you're Bear, you're not really the villain yet because you don't know the one Wish Willow worked, right? The girl you love is pulling your clothes off and trying to get with you. You're going to listen to that impulse, right? And again, we get a flip switch where she's real Nikki again for like 0.2 seconds and then snaps back into Wish Nikki. Just really good acting. Like, I can understand how Bear is not quite the villain just yet. Last thing I have here, which is him Googling. What's up with my speech tonight? God damn. Fucking Mike Mayweather over here. Him even Googling like what the Willow is was cliche. And I subconsciously, though, and I'll leave it at this. This may be a hot take because Bear eventually does actually become the villain. Hot take. To me, I think he feels subconsciously maybe this shit fucking worked. That's a little weird for me. He's not a villain quite yet, but it is creepy. His actions are creepy from this point beyond, in my opinion.
All right, Bear is staring at the ceiling and the floor at the foot of the bed and decides to go browse the internet for One Wish Willow reviews. The results are inconclusive, so he goes back to bed. Nikki asks where he went, and he lies. I would never lie to her. She asks him to lay with her, and we cut to him waking up the next morning. She's cooked him breakfast and made him a nice shrine for his fallen pet, including the feline carcass. He doesn't like it, though, ungrateful. Later, the two arrive at work together, and Ian is stoked for his boy. Bear tells Ian about last night, and Nikki is watching like a hawk. Bear tells Ian about Nikki's dad, and we find out she's not close with him at all. Bear tells Ian some more details, and Ian says it sounds like she was on Molly. I don't know, man. In my experience, it always just makes me want to dance and makes me happy. Anyway, after work, Nikki gets her bag from Bear's car, and Ian takes her home. She acts like nothing happened, and they go their own way. At home, Bear is chatting on the phone with Ian, and we see a silhouette cross the window. Bear says he's going to call Nikki, but no need, and knock at the door, and she's there looking finer than a frog hair split 4 ways in a red dress. She apologizes for last night and says she was on Molly, almost as if Ian gave her that idea to use as an excuse. She tells Bear that he didn't take advantage of her and that she knows he likes her. And this moron denies it again. She says she likes him, and he finally admits it to her. We get a montage of them doing all the stuff couples do over an undisclosed amount of time, and I want to die watching it. It should have been me. With regular Nikki, though, not fake demon Nikki. The montage gives us a glimpse of how Ian and Sarah feel about it at work. He's baffled, and she looks disgusted. Bear and Nikki are on a dinner date next, and she doesn't want to talk about her dad. She asks him what he wants to do, and she doesn't remember telling him that he's private. Red flag, dummy. Something's definitely up. Anyway, he wants to be a food critic, even though he puts ketchup on his steaks like a loser. This guy just sucks. Ian calls, so Bear steps away to answer, and turns out Nikki's dad doesn't have cancer. Ian also says that Nikki told Sarah she thinks of Bear like a brother, and we see Nikki looking at Bear in the background as Bear thinks back to him making the wish.
Yeah, this is an immediate red flag that something is wrong with Nikki. Making a memorial to my dead cat in my kitchen? Like, that's just sick and demented, and you know that she'd never do anything like that in her right mind, because Bear specifically said that she's been checking on him. Like, she's the only one who's considered, like, when he went through, like, his grandma died and all that. So it's like, you know, she's not going to do that. I agree with a lot of online discourse. One of the most shocking things about this movie is that this music store needs 4 employees at one time. Like, come on, give me a break. Nobody's going to be, no store is going to have this many people.
Thank you. I have a music store right up the road from me. 2 guys work there. 2.
Yeah.
And it's a big store.
Yeah, exactly.
It's L.A.
Yeah. Okay. Casual guy talk here, but after seeing Ian's face, he just seems more jealous than supportive. Thinking Nikki is on Molly kind of bothers me because they were with her all night. Wouldn't they have noticed it if she took it? Like, this is just from what I know. I don't go to bars and clubs like that, but most women are mollied against their will for the most part. Am I wrong for saying that?
No. Yeah, you are wrong. Molly's not Rohypnol. It's not roofies. Molly's like ecstasy. It's a party drug.
Okay, thank you for correcting me. I didn't know, honestly.
And in my experience, you can do it at a bar and no one knows you're doing it.
Okay.
100%. 100%.
Appreciate you correcting me. I didn't know. Nikki, Randy Orton's Bear's house out of nowhere showing up. Her calling it MDMA. I thought that was really strange. Like, I don't think she would do that. Like, Bear, how are you not asking more questions so far? I love this score playing. It can fit so many situations, happy, sad, confusing. And I think the Dead Meat podcast, specifically Chelsea, made a great point during this montage as well. Bear wanted the romance story, not a true love story. He wants to be a part of the beautiful moments, but not the challenges of a real relationship. Bro wants to be a food critic and puts ketchup on a steak. I'm going to quote Dustin like he said earlier. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. But I wrote that down word for word, bar for bar. Bro takes one lick of bread and gives it a terrible review. I'm ready to fight this guy at this point. Looking at this restaurant, all I can think of are the TikToks saying how tired these workers have to be about hearing about this damn movie at this point. Eye-opening moment hearing Nikki's dad is healthy as can be and not dying. It has to be tough to hear that Nikki told Sarah that she sees him just like a brother too. Like, if I'm Bear, like, does this chick like me or not? Bear finally gets the realization the one wish Willow is probably working here. I thought it was another good set of scenes. Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, so the cat memorial to me, I know has been like a, man, how could you not, like, that would be a pause for the call, right? But, like, in my brain, wish Nikki probably thought, I'm not excusing it away, but, like, you know, they said it on the Dead Meat podcast, and they're right, and I had the same thought, which was like, Grandma died, memorial. Cat died, memorial. That's the thought process. I'm going to cheer him up by making a memorial. Or she's just absolutely batshit.
Yeah, but a normal, sane person ain't going to do that.
I'll do you one better.
Oh,
chick
boy.
that has crystals on her mantle, that's normal. So,
I don't know about all that. But anyway, no comment on crystals. I don't want to make the horoscope crystal community mad at me.
Dustin's
I ain't
about to
gonna
go
do it.
LeBron Game 6 versus Boston in this episode. I can already see it.
He is. Again, like you mentioned, though, Nico, no sane, normal person would do this. So, like, that's the reason it should be a red flag. Like clearly something's up, right? And, you know, they get to the music store and I had the same thing. Why the fuck does this have so many employees, man? Like, this is insane how many people are being able to be paid out of this music store, right? But even the interaction with Ian here, you're right. There's clearly something being fed to Nikki where, like, oh, that must be what it was. It happened in the last set of scenes, right? Where, like, Bear pretty much asked her, are you drunk? And she's like, must be pretty fucked up. Like, that kind of stuff. Like, she can't, like, the thoughts of herself, she doesn't know what this stuff is, right? So, like, she only knows to be obsessed with Bear, right? So I think there's definitely some jealousy from Ian. I think it's pretty clear. I don't even think, and I'm sure you can attest to this, or at least I can, I don't think Ian likes Nikki. I just think he likes what he's got going with her, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he don't want to lose that. I mean, that's a sweet gig if you can get it, right? So, like, I get that. I think this scene where they kind of confess their love for each other, or whatever you want to call it, is really the biggest indictment on Bear, man. She's inviting you, and he don't know any different, right? To you, this is just Nikki. She's just been acting a little weird for a day or so, right? Like, she's inviting you to tell her, and he still wouldn't until she said it first. So again, just like a massive just a wiener, dude. Golly. But I love this montage. I love it. I think it's funny. It's fun. And something you mentioned, Nico, which they also said this on the Dead Meat podcast. I'm glad they did an undisclosed amount of time because we really don't know how quick. Because of this, we don't know exactly how fast Bear got tired of this version of Nikki and how she's acting. And I think that adds a lot to it. And it's pretty clear Bear only liked or loved, according to him, this version that he had in his head of Nikki. This version that was nice to him. This version that was so that he could almost like see from a distance as a friend, right? She's pretty, she's funny, she's smart, she's witty. You know, they kind of talked about it on that, but I had the same thought, which was like, someday in a marriage, you're going to, and my wife can attest to this, thanks a lot, Dustin, for not getting the door open, you're going to have to wipe your partner's ass. It's going to happen. And Bear doesn't seem like I'm just saying. I mean, I wouldn't have him if you could have got your own door open, but anyway.
I ain't wiping no one's ass.
Someday you're going to have to wipe somebody's ass.
I don't wipe my own kid's ass. I ain't even met them yet, so no, I ain't doing that.
Hey, how many do you think you got? Let's set the over-under at 4.5.
I'm going to go under.
Okay. All right.
A lot of plan Bs in this life.
That's fair. I'm going to go under, but didn't say 0. There you go. There you go. I'm done. I'm sorry. I don't want to do that to you. But I do think the montage is very good. It makes the story more interesting to me because there's no set amount of time. It's not like 2 months later. It's just like clearly, you know, we don't even know if Nikki ever got to put in her notice at the music store. Like, her future plans have now been taken away from her. She is just solely focused on Bear. And I think it's pretty clear we get some... Ian is a weird character, though, because, yeah, he's jealous. He doesn't want this thing, but there is a part of me that thinks Ian's like, dude, you're kind of being a creep, right? Like, there's clearly something going on with Nikki that's weird and odd, and I don't think, you know, I think I don't know if Ian made up the fact that Nikki said, I view Bear like a brother, right? Like, I could see Nikki actually telling Ian that, and he's not trying to do it to protect his friend, but he kind of thinks Bear's being a little weird about this, right? Like, clearly something's up, and they mention it later in the movie. I think the restaurant scene, or this part of the restaurant scene, is interesting because I think the next set of scenes, but the end of this set of scenes is where Bear becomes a true villain, right? Like, I think it's pretty clear the One Wish Willow fucking worked. And I know that's hard to believe, to wrap your mind around, to rationalize it, to make it real, but I think it's pretty clear he recognizes here, shit, maybe she didn't like me. Maybe this is all One Wish Willow. That's why she's acting so crazy, for lack of a better term, as we're about to find out in the next set of scenes.
So I want to touch on a couple things. Sarah's comment that Nikki told her that she thinks of him as a brother, that holds no water with me because this is a close, tight-knit friend group.
True.
Nikki knows that Sarah likes Bear, so even if she did, she probably wouldn't be honest. So
and Sarah's not blameless in this whole thing.
So I'm not discounting, or I'm not using that as evidence that, oh, Nikki clearly never liked Bear. And then also, I want to touch on something you said, Mike, about Ian. He didn't want anything else with Nikki. Like, he was happy with it. Yeah. I mean, why would you want to buy a cow when you have the option of getting your milk at the gas station, the grocery store, anywhere you want?
I mean, yeah.
So, anyway.
But I also, man, he's a weird character to me because I think he's a douche. And he's like, I don't want to cause any drama. Yes, you do, pussy. Of course you do. Of course you want to cause drama. Yeah. But, like, I think there's a part of him that's doing it from a place of, this is kind of weird, man. Like, you don't see this whole thing is a little strange?
Oh, yeah.
She went from wanting nothing to do with you to all of a sudden being obsessed. Like, something's clearly up with this girl. You might want to sit down on this one.
Yeah, I think he definitely tried to be a good friend, but like, no, you need to actually think about this. But at the same time, he's not a good friend. But anyway, Bear returns to the table and she gives him a gift. It's a tiger's eye that her mom gave to her. She says she loves him, and that would have been my first time being freaked out in this whole experience. That's my red flag. He nervously asks her if her dad really has cancer, and she freaks out and starts yelling. I mean, this is nothing new to me. This is just a typical dinner date with a crystal chick. I fell in love with Nikki even more until I remembered that, oh, this isn't Nikki, so no, this is bad. but that did give me feelings. When she started yelling like that, I got excited. He says it doesn't matter if he has cancer or not, and we cut to him doing the horizontal tango. Later that night, Bear wakes up to find Nikki standing in the corner watching him sleep. Again, nothing new to me. She says she doesn't like her dreams and starts crying and says she feels like their love isn't mutual. I mean, it's not, but not in the way that he thinks that she's talking about. She wakes him up again with a yell asking why he doesn't love her and rushes into the room with flowers for his dead cat. His heart is pounding, and so is mine. His out of fear, mine out of excitement. Even more when she screams, "Stay," when he tried to sneak out of bed. The next morning, Bear notices he got a haircut last night, and Nikki acts like it wasn't a big deal. She packed him a lunch, and she apologizes for last night. She smiles in a psychotic way and shuts him up with a kiss. That would work on me too. He goes to leave for work, but there's a problem. She used approximately 32 rolls of duct tape and sealed the door. He pries it open, and she stands staring at the door, smiling when he leaves, and holds position, even when she pisses herself. At work, Bear checks out his packed lunch, and it seems like the real Nikki gave him a clue. There's a picture of Bear that says "you," and then a picture of Nikki that says "not me." Sarah tells Bear it's weird that he's dating Nikki now, but can't continue to talk as she gets another rejection letter from college. Bear comforts Sarah, and we find out Demon Nikki was still present at the lunch packing as she made Bear a sandy sandwich. I'm into crazy, but even I have limits. I'd be furious about 39 minutes, and then I'd forgive Nikki. After work, Ian asks Bear for a ride home and presses him about his relationship. Bear changes the subject and asks why they weren't invited to Ian's party. Ian invites him, but says no Nikki allowed. When Bear gets home, he practices what he's going to say to Nikki, and the One Wish Willow plays its song from his backpack as he goes to exit the car. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm kind of like Bear in this moment, in this instance, because I just can't hide my emotions on my face at all. Like, if whatever I'm feeling, you can see it on my face. I'm exactly like that. This will be a sweet moment from Nikki if it was from her. Who doesn't want to hear how much they're loved? This attitude and mood switch by Nikki is elite, and this scene is so iconic. Her saying no, no, over and over, causing the scene. I love it. Disgusting scene here, seeing Bear having sex with a clearly out-of-body, out-of-conscious Nikki. But this is the scene where it really proves that that's not Nikki anymore. As tough as it was to watch. This was the scariest scene of the movie, singing in Dolby Cinema. Her in the corner, dead silent, just watching him sleep. And I'm not trying to just hammer down on the Dolby Cinema part, but the audio and the sound is really top notch in there. It was really scary. I'm scared of my dreams. Broke my heart. Poor Nikki. I love that this uncanny valley look for Nikki was done practically, and my goodness, this cry and I feel like you don't love me as much as I do. That was spooky as hell. And Dustin's talking about nothing new here, having to watch it from the corner. No way if I'm Bear, I could go back to sleep and then hear her screaming, asking, "Why don't you love me?" Then her running across the room with the flowers. That shit is spooky as hell. Her yelling "stay" also scared the shit out of me on my first watch. Another freaky-ass moment when Bear realized she cut his hair and has duct taped the door completely shut. But how did he not... how has he not completely realized that Nikki isn't herself anymore? Really have no clue. I did notice the door taped up as soon as he walked in the room, but that's super noticeable. It's not like it was one piece trying to hold it together. This smile Indy does as Bear leaves almost makes her unrecognizable, and then her peeing all over the floor. Super gross. Scary as hell seeing this "not me" caption in the picture of Nikki and Bear too. Sarah gets a lot of crap online, and rightfully so in some aspects, but right now I think she's valid to have concerns over their relationship. Nikki changed drastically overnight, and she's had conversations with her and knows Nikki's real thoughts and feelings, allegedly. So I think she has reason to be concerned right now. Cute moment between Bear and Sarah here, and what a gut-sinking feeling. What's the verdict on the cat? Bear would be an awful food critic if he can't notice how bad this sandwich looks and smells. I don't blame Ian for not wanting to invite them both. It's a bad look. Bear is on some bull jive. Boys' night, some of the best nights a guy can have, not going to lie. I think especially as you get older, you realize how fun a boys' night is. You can't cook the cat. Dude, how do you not notice how strange this is? I thought it was another great set of scenes. What do you think, Mike? Go ahead.
Yeah, obviously the scene when Bear gets back to the table, it is full of tension, man. Because, I'm wondering here, the first time I see the movie, is this motherfucker finally going to stand up for himself? Be a man? Nope, sure doesn't. And one, we have an iconic, which now lives on as a meme, right? Like, no, like that's a meme. It's been memed to death, and it's great. Like, it's great. The context, but when you watch it in its original context, though, it is so good. Indy is phenomenal here. And of course, Bear doesn't do anything. He's just like, yeah, it doesn't matter that your dad's not sick. Man, that's a pretty big lie, right? Like, let's put this if Wish Nicky weren't Wish Nicky, right? Like, that's a pretty big lie. So why are you hanging around? Like, that might be something we have to talk about, right? So that was, to me, I'm like, yeah, man, you're ignoring all signs. You are clearly in the wrong here now. And then leads right to a sex scene that is just not great. like just it's like the perfect timing for a heel turn, right? Like, first you could kind of like see where Bear's coming from, empathize. We get the scene at the restaurant, then we get this sex scene. It's like, yep, this guy's a fucking he's a fucking creep. He's a weirdo. What the hell is he doing here? He doesn't belong here. Shout out to Radiohead, the song they don't like to play, their biggest hit. But again, more just fantastic horror movie stuff. You know, the way they use Nikki in this scene, she freaks out multiple times. This like unequal love stuff is, I love the writing there, because like, yes, the the love is unequal, but like Dustin mentioned, the scene by scene, not the way that she thinks, right? But like, it is true. He doesn't love her as much as she loves him, because that's impossible, because you wished it to be so. You wished them to be the most obsessed with you. So it's almost impossible. So I think the acting there is great. I'm sure, Nico, I'll take your word for it, because even in my house with the sound way up, that scene is great. I love the way they use the shadows, the dark, all of it. I think it's great. Next morning, man, you're right though, Dustin. Like, I'd probably fall for this too. You've made me lunch, give me a kiss, you apologize. All right, everybody freaks out every now and then. If I'm gonna decide, if I'm gonna make that active choice, if I'm gonna make the active choice to stay with her after her lying about the dad stuff, I mean, it's kind of on you at this point, however you're treated. But she treats him well until we get the duct tape door. Bro, how is this not a clear sign of absolute insanity? Like, come on, brother. And he just, okay, love you too. Like, just, God, Bear's so freaking frustrating. And I love that you pointed this out, Dustin. When he gets to work and opens the lunch, it's a really big clue. Like, and I love at this point of the movie, they kind of start to sprinkle them in. This is a letter from real Nikki. This is the point in the film where she's kind of starting to fight back a little bit in the ways that she can. This is one of those ways, and the whole lunch is one of those ways, right? Like, my little food critic, I think it's pretty clear this is real Nikki getting some form of punishment and revenge on Bear, and I love that it plays out that way. And because I wish that Bear right here in real life, I would go, hey, Sarah clearly likes you. She's leaning all over you. She's having a conversation. You two have a genuine, real connection. Fucking follow that shit, right? But it's too late. He already dug himself a hole. And the cat thing would fucking piss me off. That is absolutely fucking disgusting. Just, oh, golly. And that would be the end. Like, I would have to die or she would have to die. There'd be no coming back. Can't feed me a cat. Like, that's not going to work. Not at all. Gets home. That shit's fucking disgusting. Like, great scene, but just fucking disgusting. And I'm with you. Last thing I have here, Nico, because I'll cut a couple things off for the sake of repeating myself. But I don't blame Ian at this point. I mentioned it in my last set of scenes. I actually think Ian is in the right here. Like, dude, you're in the wrong. Like, this is weird. She's clearly unwell. You should have her go see a mental health professional. But you're just kind of keeping up the charade. Super weird that you're doing this. I'll invite you, but please don't bring her because she's acting fucking nuts.
Yeah, I would be pissed about the cat too. Like I said, for about 39 minutes. And if it's Indy never ready, yeah, okay, I'm over it. So Bear takes the box out of his bag and he finds a phone number on it. He calls it and gets a very informal greeting from Curry Barker himself. He asks to alter the wish and asks if it's real. The guy on the phone says just because Bear chose it for her doesn't make it less real. Bear asks to cancel the wish, but they don't really do that. She's like this as long as Bear lives. Bear asks about Nikki snapping out of it occasionally, and the guy asks if Bear wants to talk to her. And we hear the real Nikki screaming bloody murder in the background. Bear hangs up and goes inside where he finds Nikki still standing in the same spot she was when he left. She's covered in shit, piss, and vomit. But she's excited to see him, though. That visual and the squelching of all the body fluids with her every move was almost enough to put me off her. Almost. She goes to shower, and he tells her about guys' night, but she's not having it. She throws a tantrum, and she's going with. At the party, they're playing drinking games like Jenga, and Nikki acts psychotic when a guy switches seats with Bear to sit next to her. When it's her turn, she reads some of her writing, which is also psychotic and makes everyone uncomfortable. Bear's turn, and he's supposed to kiss the person to his left, which is now Sarah. Nikki freaks out and gives us her iconic sad face before physically moving Sarah away from Bear to get a kiss. It's genuinely awkward. Genuinely. And it's broken up by Nikki snapping out of it again and screaming, "It's not me," before bashing herself in the face with a broken beer bottle as Bear just stares aimlessly in the distance.
Genuinely smart of Bear to call the number on the One Wish Willow, finally. And I'm sure we all know, but that's Curry Barker as the operator on the phone. He has such an awkward voice and way he talks. Like, shout out to Curry, future GOAT in the making. Way better than anybody from the fucking 70s. But anywho, we'll move on. Bear continues to be selfish. What?
What the hell did you just say to me?
Nothing. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got emotional. Bear continues to be selfish. He doesn't want to undo the wish to set Nikki free. He just wants to alter it just so it's a little bit more convenient for him. Just because you chose this for her doesn't make it less real. God, that's a great line. That's a great line in this movie. I was just guessing your intention, man, was another tough line from Curry. This whole time I keep expecting something to appear in the window where Bear is sitting. Did not get that here, but we definitely do. And in the next set of scenes I think is when it is. Tough to hear that this wish lasts until you die. Whew, what a big choice to make. Horrifying to hear the real Nikki screaming in agony and all Bear can do is just hang up. I do think Bear still cares a little bit, but it's mostly just about himself. Like, I think what he's really thinking is, damn, I got to kill myself to set her free. Poor Nikki looks gross, covered in piss, shit, vomit, all that stuff. Ugh. Bear continues to be a beta bitch. Man sounds pathetic confronting her about the cat and bringing up boys' night at Ian's. We get a great jump scare, especially in the theater when Nikki abruptly turns the shower off and then she screams. That terrified me. But shout out to Indy. I think she has such a great cry. This party scene is so awkward, starting off with Nikki's over-the-top laugh, and it gets even worse when she reads her story that she wrote that's basically about Hansel and Gretel. It was terrifying. What the hell is going on with this girl? And it just got real spooky when Bear's Jenga block says to kiss the person on your left, but it does cause one of the most memorable faces when Nikki does her little frown. You know, this scene is full of tension when she pulls Sarah's chair back and has Bear kiss her instead, and he just like barely pecks her on the lips. More great tension as Nikki goes off about her love for Bear. And I thought it was hilarious when Ian asked about Jell-O shots and no one wants to take them. And this is the last thing I got, Mike. Horrifying when Nikki yells, "It's on me," and then she stabs herself in the face with a broken bottle. And this loser Bear doesn't do anything. He just sits there looking into space doing nothing. Can't stand this guy.
I got a feeling that that's not the only scenario that he would just sit in a chair and watch.
Yeah, facts. Jesus Christ. It was made for him, brother.
Bear 22.
That ended in divorce. Shocking. No one saw that coming. Anyway, speaking of Bear sitting in a chair, I look, this scene in the car is great. I think when he calls the customer service, you mentioned it being Curry Barker, the voice, but not just the voice, Nico, the cadence that he uses to say it is so hello. Like, just you're right. When you call customer service, you're not expecting hello. You're expecting, hey, how can I help you? Like that kind of stuff. But you don't get that. You get hello. Like, I think it's great. And it just totally off. It completely derails any conversation you were about to have. And you're right. Like, Bear is fully selfish from this point on. Like, he does not want to let Nikki go. He just wants the lovey-dovey, cutesy stuff that he had for a little bit there. This version isn't sufficient for him. He wants this crazy, actually obsessed version. So what he's saying is, I didn't mean like actually obsessed. I meant like in love, right? But like this is what you wish for. The line, just because exactly what you said, right? It doesn't make it any less real for her. And that scream on the phone is so it's guttural. Like this that's a great acting performance from Nikki. We can't see her, but we can hear her, and it's terrifying. You're like, "Oh my god, I can't even imagine." And I saw some discourse is the word of the day, ladies and gentlemen. So sorry, but I saw some discourse online about where is real Nikki. Is it like a place? Is it like Curry Barker left that pretty ambiguous on purpose. It's kind of whatever you want it to be, right? Like, but she's clearly around. She's in this unknown zone, right? This purgatory, if you will, where she's still in there, but she can't get out, because Wish Nikki has taken over. Speaking of Wish Nikki, this piss and shit covered scene is genuinely where I'm sad. Like I'm sad for Nikki the person from this point on, like, because Bear cleans her up or wants to help clean her up, but if you really love someone, you can be fully repulsed by what's happened here, but after the phone call you just had, this is the first thing you see when you walk in. How about a little bit of sympathy and empathy, right? Like, you caused this. you show, all you can do is show repulsion, right? So, like, you're clearly selfish. This is clear. I'm not saying you can't be grossed out by piss and shit and vomit, but like, how about a little bit of love that you swear that you have for Nikki when you actually don't. You really don't. You think you do. You have a crush. That's all you have. And I think the party scene, to kind of move it along here, is probably maybe my favorite scene in the movie. Give or take a couple, because the acting from India is fantastic. The tension you could cut with a knife. Everybody plays their part really well. I think Ian is funny, has the one-liner about the jello shots that you mentioned. And this scene where she reads her story about Hansel and Gretel, the way they use sound there or lack thereof, I think is super creepy. And in the real world, we've all known those people that kind of bring the vibe of the party down, right? Like that alone is annoying as anything else. But then there's clearly something wrong with this woman. There's clearly something going on, and you get this like kiss the person next to you thing. That scene is fantastic. And when that scene took place, the first time I watched it, I thought to myself, "Shit, Sarah's gonna die, ain't she? She gonna die. There's no other ending for Sarah. She gonna die." And well, we find out here in a little bit. She definitely does indeed do that. And like you mentioned, last thing I have here, Bear just sits there when she has this freak out moment. Come the fuck on, man. Same thing I said about when he walked in the house when she's covered and stuff. Like, be a fucking man. You wish this. Now you have to lie in it. Like, have a little fucking respect for your, quote, girlfriend and help her out, man. She's stabbing herself in the face and you're just sitting there with your fucking balls in your hand. I'm sorry, I don't think he gets enough slander. And it's because he's a piece of shit, but also because he's just a fucking pussy, bro. He's just such a fucking loser, dude. Anyway, that's all I had.
Like you said, it's like Ian's yelling at Bear, like, do something, like, because apparently it's like the woman you loved and you wanted to be with the most, and you're sitting there after she stabbed herself in the face with a beer bottle. It's like, get up and do something, man.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Act like you care.
I don't think his balls are in his hand. I don't think he has balls. So
super fair.
All right. Bear drives Nikki to the ER, but she refuses treatment. They go home, and after sitting quietly at the dining room table, Bear says he's going to the bathroom, and Nikki wants to stand outside the door. Been there. Bear says she's scaring everyone, and she apologizes and says she knows Sarah likes him. He freaks out and asks if she even likes him. She smiles and says yes, she's his freaky Nikki. That would work on me. He tells her they need some space, and she starts crying and screaming at him. She says she loves him, and he says it's not real. She scares the shit out of him when she suddenly stands up and walks backwards in a demonic way, and he cowers in fear. He tells her to take to bed tonight, and she says, okay, in a very normal and chipper voice, but then crashes out in the other room. She comes back holding a knife and paints a very vivid and depressing picture of what it would be like for her to sleep alone. Later in bed, Bear gets a text from Sarah saying to meet her at the park. She says it's important, and if he doesn't, she's coming to him. Bear knows that cannot happen, so he slips out of bed. But before he goes to meet Sarah, Nikki tells him to kill her. She says it's the real Nikki and to not wake her. Bear, like a dumbass, still doesn't realize what's going on, or at least acts like it. I think he's willfully ignorant. And instead just asks what's so bad about being with him. Dude, have you met yourself? You suck. Everything is bad about being with you. He ignores her pleas for death and meets up with Sarah in her car. He tries to excuse Nikki's behavior with a lie about her dad, and she tells him she got her last college letter. Before they open it, though, Sarah drops the news that Nikki and Ian have been hooking up for over a year. Sarah tells Bear she was to his left in the game, but she neglected to look to her left as Nikki comes crashing through the window head first and then bashes Sarah's head excessively on a brick. She is deader than a doornail. Nikki consoles Bear and tells him she needs him to help her get rid of Sarah's body. And he does. He just continues to suck. After putting Sarah's body in the music store, I think that's what they did at least. They got it out of a car and then they're in the music store, so I guess. Nikki tells Bear that to go home and she'll take it from here. In the car, Bear opens Sarah's letter and she got in. I don't think that she'll make it to orientation, though. Bear cries and goes to the store where he bought the One Wish willow, still covered in Sarah's blood. The guy working messes with Bear and tells him not to bring his energy in the store. Bear cries like a bitch and says he needs to reverse his wish, but he can't, and the employee already used his wish. Which there's some theories out there that the female employee that was working earlier that sold it to him, she used her wish to be a man, and she's still working there. I don't know if that's true, but it's an interesting theory. He gives Bear a couple of alternative choices, and Bear stares at the display, and the next set of scenes is the ending.
Not gonna lie, I don't know much about emergency room consent and rules, but if nurses, doctors, see her with stab wounds to the face, I feel like she should still be treated. But I digress. I could be totally wrong.
So
it is consent, I guess.
Yeah, the thing about that is, though, you can refuse treatment and say, "No, I'm fine." But once you get out of the car and start dancing like a lunatic when you're already covered in your blood, they can involuntarily commit you. That should have
stab
happened.
wounds that you did to yourself. You know. Hey, I'll move on. Nikki's face is wrecked, and he asks, "Do you like me? Not are you okay? What changed overnight with you? What's happening? Do you like me?" Bear finally realizes he's wrong, but will he do anything? Of course not. Bear, you can't expect Nikki to be Nikki if you wish she wasn't herself, brother. A friend of the show, our friend Dalton Kimmons, asked what Nikki says here when she walks backwards, and I have no clue, brother.
Yeah.
I'll answer your question whenever you ask it on Instagram, but I have no clue. But it was scary as hell, whatever she does. Nikki crashes out in the room, then tells Bear essentially she's going to off herself if he leaves her alone tonight. I love how the film keeps Nikki in the shadows a lot when she's in her spooky, altered state. Bear continues to be an idiot. Who the fuck leaves their text notification on, especially that loud? Goodness. I saw an interesting theory online that Sarah used the One Wish willow to get into Luther, her dream school. I don't know if I believe it, but it sounded good. Another scary-ass line where Nikki is telling her, "This is me. Don't wake her up. Just kill me." Horrifying to be trapped inside your own body with no escape. And Bear solidifies himself as the villain. What's so bad about being with me after he hears all this? Then Nikki claps back, "I've never been with you." Bear makes another dumb decision going to see Sarah and not telling her to drive away at least. Like, he has no forward thinking that Nikki might have saw those text messages. Sarah drops a big truth bomb that Ian and Nikki have been hooking up. Boy, I'd have a lot of emotions going on. Sarah laying on thick. She likes Bear, and all I can think is, it should be me, Megan. It should be me. We all knew watching this something was going to happen, but when I first saw Nikki bash her head into that brick repeatedly, let me tell you something. I was shocked big time. I was not expecting that, but I hadn't seen Milk and Cereal in a long time. I wasn't really aware that Curry Barker is obsessed with beating somebody to death with a brick, so shout out to him with that. And I love that Nikki continues to call Bear out, like, this is all your fault. Like, this only happened because of you. Valid crash out and great scream by Bear here after seeing Sarah got into Luther. Everything is your fault, dude. And I love that he's feeling that pain right now. Another thing the Dead Meat Podcast mentioned that I agree with is these side characters are all so great. Like, both of these shop workers are also They're all so sarcastic and hilarious. I done caught Mike stuttering right now. Goodness. Last thing I got, hey, fuck you, man, from the shop owner. Like, we need to start treating customers like this. That was funny. So, hey, fuck you, man. Another great set of scenes. I'm ready for the end. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, again, just more really frustrating Bear stuff here, man. Like, man, I know there's not a whole lot he can do. He's just her boyfriend, but like, man, it's pretty clear she needs some kind of help, but it's your fault, right? So like, you're kind of torn on what to exactly do there. And this is, to me, just the stuff that solidifies Bear as a real villain, man. Like, they get back and, Nikki is clearly still like questioning, the love that he had, like all this other stuff. And then we get, and I don't have as much on this set of scenes, I will say that. So hopefully we can get done recording. But, real Nikki coming through here, I think is great. It's one of the better parts of the movie to me where, it's pretty clear she's trying to tell him, you're keeping me here against my will. You've never been with me. It's not me. Like, and this son of a bitch had the nerve to say, what's so bad about being with me? Bro, fuck you. You are one of the worst people to ever be with. That's what blows me away about him and Sarah. They have a genuine connection. Run away, Sarah. Run away as fast as you can because this guy fucking blows, man. Like, and then leaves his phone open, which, again, we established earlier because, he left his pills out, his cat died, how clumsy he is, right? Like how much of a klutz he is. So he forgot, like he didn't think that Freaky Nikki would see that he was going to meet up with Sarah. And Sarah, by the way, dangerous after the party scene, basically threatening, I'm coming to you no matter what. Oh, okay. So, slow down. Don't do that. For the love of God, please don't do that. And again, they've got to, I'll save it. But anyway, last thing I really had here, which was the One Wish Willow store owner. I read that theory too, Dustin, that it was, quote, the same person, which that, to me, that's my headcanon now. I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because this guy almost plays it like I've seen you before. Like that's almost the way it feels in the acting after hearing the theory anyway, I guess. But another good set of scenes. I am ready for the end. Plus, I'm tired of talking.
And he was kind of sassy with Bear, joking around. And the girl that sold it to him was kind of sassy too. Like, hey, we're closing, so hurry it up. Like,
Yep.
I can see it.
Yep.
All right, guys. And another thing. I think I didn't have this anywhere in my notes, so I better say it before I forget. I think they should have cast someone uglier for Sarah because Megan Lawless is beautiful. And this nitwit Bear is acting like he's repulsed by the thought of being with her. She's into him. Like, he could not do better. So she did well in the role. She's really good and she's beautiful. I think they should have cast an uglier actress. So it would have made it more believable.
Never mind.
I got a list. All right, here's the ending. Bear's in his car, and he's got a new One Wish Willow. He tries to wish Nikki wouldn't love him, or would only love him as a friend, but he can't break it. Plan B. He goes to Ian's and comes clean with Ian, who understandably doesn't buy it at first. But instead of wishing for what would fix the situation, Ian wishes for $1 billion, and it starts raining cash on him like he's a nighttime ballerina. It's kind of hilarious. Bear goes home to find Sarah's naked and mutilated body sitting in a chair. And Nikki has tried to make herself look more like Sarah, dressed in her clothes, got fake tattoos all over her body, and she's ripping a cig, and then she bashes herself in the face. Ian shows up, and that was a bad move. Dude, you had $1 billion, and now you're dead, as Nikki shoots him. Nikki is intensely screaming at Bear, and he holds her and says they'll make it work, and she calms down. He says that he needs to freshen up, and he locks himself in the bathroom with the gun. He contemplates shooting himself, but like in all aspects of his life, he's a gigantic pussy and he can't do it. He instead decides to go the way of his cat and starts eating pills like they're M&Ms. And he pusses out again and tries to make himself puke, but We hear the One Wish Willow snap, and then he walks into the living room with Nikki with a look of adoration on his face. They share a blood-soaked kiss, and the score slows down dramatically as Bear collapses to the ground. He starts convulsing and puking in her arms, and she cries and puts the gun to her mouth. Once he's all the way dead, though, she snaps out of it. She assesses the situation and is mortified. The end.
Yeah, Bear finally tells Ian about this One Wish Willow, and very creepy that Sarah is texting him to come over. Nikki ready to kill everybody. Ian doesn't believe Bear, and rightfully so. Like, who would believe this shit? But Bear almost had Ian on board until he just had to bring up he and Nikki hooking up. Like, it just, as soon as he brought that up, it just really makes Bear look jealous. And I saw a hilarious TikTok that said, how was the budget only $750K when Ian got $1 billion on screen? You can feel Bear's heart sink when he sees that money fall all around him. Bear returns to another shrine, and very creepy seeing Nikki walk in the background. Not to be perverted here, but I genuinely wonder, is that Sarah's actual actress naked in the background, or is that just a prosthetic dummy?
It's a sex doll.
Is it a sex doll?
Yep, it's a life-size sex doll. I saw that in the fun facts. It's a life-size sex doll that they used makeup on because it was much cheaper than using a full prosthetic.
Okay, I'm glad you told me. I really just always wondered that. Nikki continues to crash out, beating herself while dressed like Sarah, even with her tattoo and hair, ripping the cig like you mentioned. Nikki is like a sprained ankle, nothing to play with, dropping Ian immediately with this gun as soon as he walks in. Dustin, who beats on a door better, Nikki or Toni Collette in Hereditary?
Whew, boy. I'd like to be in the room and then both try to get in. I can assess the situation from the inside.
There you go. Nikki trying to pull some reverse psychology on Bear, asking about breaking up. Bear, if you're going to shoot yourself, my brother, don't watch yourself in the mirror, dude. What are you thinking? Like, that's just scary as hell, no matter how much you talk about it. Pills would be an easier method of offing yourself. And I think it's great facial acting by Michael Johnson as he looks blankly into the camera. Like, we've given Indy a lot of credit. We've given Bear a lot of shit, but Michael Johnson acts his ass off in this movie. But, of course, the moment is too big, and Bear tries to puke all these pills up. Spooky hearing that One Wish Willow noise and the switching Bear now. And what a couple we got here, bloody and in love, complimenting this score called Bear as well. Man, that song is so good. Like, it's really great. Creepy the TV has footage that Nikki took a bear asleep. Yikes. Dustin, you got any thoughts on that?
No. I've said enough. I've said enough.
Moving on. Bear gets what he deserves, and you can't help but have your heart break watching Nikki cry and her snap back into reality right before she shoots herself. I love that this film has a bleak ending to it. Nikki does deserve so much better, but this is a horror movie. Life sucks. This type of shit happens, and it's portrayed so beautifully by Indy. Dustin just zoomed in on the screen when Nikki's feet showed up. That's what he told me. And the last thing I got, Mike, only for Lily Reinhardt. That's right.
Yeah.
Last thing I got, Mike, I love the end credits showing up on the TV and how it panned to that TV upside down. I thought it was great.
I knew you were going to say that, though. When I was doing the scene by scene, I was
because you sent me that TikTok.
Can't even joke.
A bunch of Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, I'm not allowed to joke either. Remember, we're in serious times.
I pause the screen.
Hey, that more power to you.
And we're in serious times. No joking.
Exactly.
Quote. Really quick, just to hark back to the last set of scenes, because I didn't mention it for the sake of time, but fuck it. We're at the end now. We ball. I think the kill of Sarah is great. That is like, this movie's not about the kills. That's a good one. I thought, God damn, that was violent and absolutely insane. And her being a bloody mess like that in the last set of scenes, I thought was really good. Anyway, on to this. So, this is the only time I can relate to Ian, brother. I might have wished for that amount of money too, bro. Like, bro, you're telling me I have one wish? I don't give a fuck about you, Bear, you pussy. I'm going to wish for all this money. And that shit is hilarious when it starts to fall. The acting from both guys, seeing the great there. I really do. Seeing the like naked, fucked up corpse of Sarah was crazy. And I'm glad you kind of said what that was, because I was curious, because I'm like, man, that's rough. So that's pretty cool fun fact there. Now look, I got to give Nikki some credit, man. She's a baller, right? I mean, Ian stood no chance, and that's a fitting on-screen death for him. Like, for him to just go, how? He was the richest or one of the richest men in the world 1 second. Now he's dead because he didn't believe Bear when he tried to tell him. I don't know what he could have done about it, but didn't believe him. Thought he was jealous, which I think Bear still somehow was jealous of Ian for some reason. As we've seen too many times, this could have not totally redeemed Bear, by the way, but it would have finally given him an unselfish act to kind of get out of the way so she could go back to being normal. Now, some people say that's actually not true because she would have had to pick up the pieces here of her broken life, which we see at the end, but at least she would be free. She would be set free. However, what actually happens is what ends up happening for like you mentioned, Nico, 20 seconds, where they're actually a happy couple, fully obsessed with each other. That may have been the best outcome for everybody at this point because everything else is just completely fucked. Nope, didn't last because Bear's dead, right? And again, I'm not sad about that. He's kind of a piece of shit. But the horror when Nikki snaps out of it, the absolute horror, the acting from Indy is fucking awesome. Like, it is, I was like, oh shit, man. Because you're right. What a bleak ending. Even horror movies sometimes have a happy fucking ending, man. Like, not here. There is nothing happy. Yeah, she's free, but is she really? She's gonna remember most, or even if she doesn't remember, she's stuck with 2 dead people in her house, which she's probably going to get blamed for now. She did commit these murders, right? Or at least one of them, and she killed Sarah. So 3 dead people, blood on her hands. She doesn't remember hardly any of it, probably. Just absolutely terrifying. A bleak fucking ending. I thought it was awesome. Chef's kiss. This movie's fucking cinema. I'm going to give out a score I haven't given out in a very long time.
Hey, maybe me too.
So, to touch on some things you said there at the end, Mike, Nikki being free, to quote Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend. So Curry Barker's next movie, Anything But Ghosts, is in the same universe as this movie. And there's reportedly a scene in which you hear a newscast talk about a woman named Nikki who was arrested for 3 murders.
I had a feel. Well, I meant free from being Wish Nikki, not free for, because I said she has 3 dead people in her house. Who the fuck else is to blame?
Yeah. But I love that. We don't necessarily need a full sequel of Obsession, but your mind is going to wonder like what happened to her. Just include it in your next movie, man. Make it all the same universe. That works so perfectly.
I saw where he said something about, like, he was asked about a sequel, but he said, like, he wanted to do, like, a season of, like, different people getting the One Wish Willow. That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
And I trust Curry Barker at this point.
Yeah.
But let's jump over to our social media comments and questions. We got quite a bit on the old IG, so let's run through them. Dana Tucker commented, cinema with 3 exclamation points. So you damn right. Cheyenne T commented, best movie of the year. I think the whole friend group was terrible. My thoughts are that Nikki was quitting job because she caught feelings for Ian. And finally, Sarah had no business texting Bear that late at night. She didn't deserve what happened to her, but she was being messy nonetheless. She was definitely being messy. I won't argue with that. Chris _2020 commented, saw this twice in theaters, once with an ex. That was an experience. One of, if not the best horror movies of 2026 so far. I can't wait for Anything But Ghost. I agree with that, brother. Mm-hmm. Sean the Glee Man commented, this whole friend group sucked. Great movie, though. I agree with you, brother. Hope you're doing well. APZ84 commented, one of the best movies of 2026. Can't wait to hear y'all's review. Appreciate that. Always the love and support. Kevin Scanlon 653 commented, still my favorite movie of the year to this point. I'll be shocked if Indy Navarrete's career doesn't explode after this. Her performance was absolutely incredible. I agree. I think she's heading to the moon, which we've never been to. Shout out to Dustin.
Hey, man.
Kimmins Too Funny commented, what did Nikki say during the scene where she's walking backwards? Hell if I know, brother. A little scary, though. Got a few more. We got a lot. Sorry, brothers. Salty Oso commented, I think I'm in the minority when it comes to this film, but I just can't see what the hype was with this movie. I watched it twice and not a fan at all of it. But my question would be, so we got to answer something. If you were able to get your hands on a One Wish Willow, what would be your one wish? And I was honestly surprised it took so long for somebody to ask us that.
I'll go ahead.
I'm just gonna ask to be rich. I'm selfish. I don't give a fuck. Make me rich.
I'm even more selfish. I would wish to go back to before my life started falling apart. So probably like 2015, and I would just end it there. That way, I'd go out on a high note.
My God, Mike, you got an answer?
I'm just gonna wish to be rich, brother.
I mean, that works too, I guess.
I mean, that takes care of a lot of problems. I mean, it comes with its own set of problems, but
Shit,
if
I wouldn't know him.
Exactly, it'd be a very different set of problems.
And KR Johnson 2025 replied to her saying, "Same. I didn't like this movie and thought I was the only one." Ooh, hot takes. But I respect it. Jesse Kraft commented, "Happy to say this one lived up to its hype. Although my daughter had researched all the behind the scenes facts before we watched it, so I felt like I had already seen it. Bear and that whole friend group irritated me though. Indy Navarrete's acting definitely carried the film. She definitely carried a lot of it." Mm-hmm. Kyra D0703 commented, "At the end, when Bear died, causing Nikki to wake up, do you believe she had memories of what happened while she was possessed?" And she put in parentheses, "I don't think that's the right word, but I don't know. Do you think she saw herself doing it but couldn't stop? Or that when she woke up, she looked around and thought, holy shit, what have I done?" And she said she would like to thank Nico for putting me on this one. Yeah, no problem. I don't think she had any recollection of it happening.
I do.
I do too.
Well, I mean, she might because she kept going like in and out of her own self.
Correct.
So maybe she did. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she looked shocked when she woke up for real, for real.
Yeah. Shocked. I took it as mortified. Either one. I think.
Yeah, I took it. Yeah.
And that's what I like about Curry Barker writing this movie.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to be spoon-fed everything. I think it was
correct.
Who was it? Was it Matt Damon or Ben Affleck that said that Netflix told them you have to reiterate the plot several times because
I think they were
attention spans
for their Netflix movie. I think it was both of them together.
Yeah, Rip PD.
And I got one more, and then I'm done on Instagram. Sorry guys, but we had a lot of comments. PBJ929 commented on OMG. I've been waiting for this one. Okay, so I want your true opinion on why Bear feels it's okay to do that to Nikki, especially when she's asking him to kill her to end her suffering. Lastly, I think that this whole silent horror trend that we're seeing in more and more movies and shows is honestly really good. Would you want to see more of the I feel very uneasy type of horror or stick to the more run for your life kind of vibe? I think Bear's just selfish. I mean, it's not, and I think Dead Meat made a great point as well. Like, it's not easy to kill yourself regardless. But Bear's just selfish as hell, and I agree. I want more of the I feel very uneasy. Like, there's a lot of slashers and stuff. I like these movies that unsettle me.
Elevated, you might say.
Elevated.
I think that. What was the first part of that question? Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Why she thought it was okay for Bear to do that?
You said selfish. I call it entitled as well. Like, he has things that he wants. He doesn't want to do anything to make them happen. He just wants what he wants, and when he has it, he's okay with however he got it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with both of you. I just think he sucks. I think he's selfish, and he's only in this for himself. No matter what he says about loving Nikki, he really only loves the version that he has in his head. The rest is for himself. Yeah. So I can completely agree there. And Nico, what was the second question there? Oh, never mind. I remember. I love slasher movies. Hence the poster behind me. There's a Halloween one on the other side you guys can't see. I love those movies. But if I'm going to talk about what I want to see, I've talked about it on this show a billion times, the sound or lack thereof. So when used correctly, that uneasy feeling, that like thing you can't really explain, but you don't feel so good about the scene, I love that stuff. So I completely agree.
And my thing is, I like slashers too, but I feel like we've seen just about everything you can do with one. Every now and then we get a 100%. New take on one, and that's cool. But I feel like with these type of movies, you pretty much have to be original. And so it just activates a part of your brain that you're not used to using. I like it.
Absolutely. Dustin, you got the old Twitter/X.
I do have X, the artist formerly known as Twitter, pulled up. Andrew Ferguson says, would y'all use your one wish to have Jordan Travis not break his leg in 23? I will say no, because
I will also say no.
For two reasons. Scenario number one, we do what a lot of people think would happen and win the national championship. That is terrible news because that means Mike Norvell is getting a lifetime contract. Scenario number two.
At least we get a natty.
but at what cost?
Shit,
Because we've seen what he is without Jordan Travis.
I wanted to see that team win, though.
Scenario number 2 is we go to the playoffs, and what happens is what I think would happen, and we lose anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's a competitive game, but we don't win a national championship.
I think we win it.
I'll just say no, but only because I don't want to pout about it anymore. I'm over it. I'm not actually over it.
I'm not using my one wish on that.
No, right. I only got one. I'm not using it on that. Right.
I got to take care of me and mine. You know what I'm saying? Jordan, he got paid for his injury, you know, as he should. But, I mean.
Well, he he didn't get an NFL career because the Jets tried to rush him back and his football days were over. But, yeah.
Yep.
He did get paid.
JETS, Jets.
I would use my one wish. Well, actually, the next person asked it. So I'll just move to that question. Sean the Glee Man doubled down on the comments and said, watch this one in a double feature with Backrooms. It's a hell of a day at the theater. Movie is ridiculously good and fun. Not sure who had it coming more, Bear or Ian. And then he says, what would you use your wish for? I wish that Indy Navarrete would love me more than anyone in the world. And then...
Dude, that's a good question. It's like, if you really legit got one wish...
I don't know. But
like,
I don't know what I would do.
If I had one wish...
live a happy, healthy life.
We would be best friends.
Love would never end. It would just begin if I had one wish.
Ray J's hilarious, bro. He said if I had one wish and then says like 9 wishes in a row. What the hell are you talking about?
He sure does.
But
nothing about Kim Kardashian, though.
No. Last one on X is from that guy, Millhouse 14108, said, overdue. I imagine at DM Frank, me, gets PTSD from this. Lots of hype going into watching it, and it delivered. I loved this movie. Smart, twisted, well-written, incredibly acted, and perfectly paced. Indy smashed it. Big things upcoming for her and Curry. 9.5 out of 10 for me. Loved the show. I didn't have PTSD. I was excited. I had good flashbacks.
It's like back in the good old days.
Yeah, back in the good old days.
Mike, you got the old book of faces pulled up.
I do. I got the book. I'll try to speed run these. Sorry, Facebookers. Ember George said, love the dark ending. She was fantastic. Can't wait to see her more in films, referring to Indy. We completely agree on this show. Ben Obi says, the party scene is peak in this movie. The sound of the moving chair after she gets up had me in stitches. It's pretty frustrating how meek Bear is in the beginning of the movie. The whole movie, Ben. End of the movie is dark. He also asked, was Get Out a bigger surprise or this movie? As far as its success, I think this one. Because it at least Get Out had the Jordan Peele attachment. It had that buzz around it, like, wow, this comedian guy is going to direct a horror film. We got to check this out. So
it got more marketing. It got more marketing too.
Correct. And how do you say Daniel's last name?
Kaluuya.
Kaluuya.
So you correct me every time. So I just want you to say it instead. He had some other stuff to his credits already, right? Like he'd been in a couple other things. I think
he was in Black Mirror for sure.
Yeah,
that was a good episode.
It was.
Yeah.
Sorry. Jennifer Davis says, I cannot wait to hear Dustin's take on Freaky Nikki. I think you've heard it. I think you've heard it.
My dream girl is non-possessed Nikki with the traits of Demon Nikki. If those two girls could find a way to harmonize and be the same, I don't want this helpless, not really her version, but the psychotic outbursts, the screaming at me, watching me sleep, that can lead to some potentially fire situations. So yeah, give me that.
Stephanie Cavender says, the acting in this movie was top tier, but they made Bear such a little bitch, she gave me the ick. Absolutely. I think we've beat that drum too. Long time friend of the show, OG Michelle Mirza says, hell yeah. Saw this in the theater and was disturbed in the best way. Watched it at home last week and was equally disturbed, loves it even more. Completely agree, Michelle. Last thing, Mike Gorman says, excited to hear you guys get into this one. Well, Mike, we are glad that you're excited for that because we're about to put a 2-hour episode out of it.
When's the last time we had an episode this damn long? That wasn't like a 31 on 31.
Hey, not to be whatever, but this episode don't even have Brian in it. Could you imagine?
It'd be 2.5 hours.
Hey, but it's been a good discussion.
Yeah.
It has been a good discussion.
You discuss a lot when movies elevated.
He's gonna murder
I
all
don't
of us.
know. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 was also a discussion episode.
Well, I'll never forget that
That was
episode.
kind of elevated.
I'll
though.
never forget
That's
that shit. What the fuck?
What the
Dustin
fuck?
wasn't here for that one
I
because
wasn't
he
even
read
on.
off his review.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's when
You
I was
gave it
like,
a
what
lower-
the fuck?
yeah.
Fuck. I know. It's fucking great.
I was jumping to our trivia. Dustin, you got anything?
I got a handful here. Actually, maybe 2 handfuls. Shout out to the thick girls. All right, this movie was shot in just 26 days. 20 days initially, and then 6 days for some reshoots. That's incredible. The music store in this movie is the same music store from Wayne's World, Castle's Music. It was open for 78 years until it closed last year. So they wrapped filming on this movie, or for this movie, in 2024, and it closed the following year, 2025. What a run. Curry Barker said the Wish plotline came to him when he saw a rerun of The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror 2. He knows ball. The Simpsons is elite television. When Bear is scrolling Nikki's Instagram early in the movie, Cooper Tomlinson had liked one of her pics. Cooper plays Ian. This one, this made me laugh because there's no context. It just says heavily censored in Vietnam. All right, cool. Curry Barker has said in interviews that while writing the script, Nikki could potentially have feelings for Bear if he just directly expressed that he liked her. And Indy has said similar things in interviews, which proves my point. He's a pussy and could have had the world if he wasn't. I already said that Sarah's dead body was a life-size sex doll. The last one I've got is that Indy Navarrete was in my dream. She was in 2025's Trap House with Randy Gonzalez, who was in Once Upon a Time in Venice with David Arquette. Side note, this movie is markedly better than Trap House. I watched that one when it came out because I love Dave Bautista. And man, it was so mediocre. Dave needs a better agent. He's such a good actor.
Mike, you got the budget? Or you already said it, but you can say it again if you want to.
Nah, I'm good.
All right, bet. Fuck it. We ball. $750K and it made a lot.
Yeah.
Moving on.
611 times its budget.
It's pretty good. Dustin, you want to jump into our favorite kill, least favorite kill, and the rating and jot our scores down?
Yeah, favorite kill. I mean, how could it be anyone other than Sarah? Ian's death was shocking, but she just shot him. Pussy's death was just pathetic. So yeah, it's Sarah. Least favorite death was Ian. I mean, what a dummy. If I had $1 billion with a B, I would disappear. Those fools would never see me again. As for my final thoughts on the rating, it's great. I mean, it's just great. What Curry was able to pull off with that budget, cast of unknowns, and so little experience making movies is truly inspirational. It's the horror movie of the year by far. I give it a 9.5.
All right, I'll go next. I agree with the kills. Definitely Sarah's kill is the best one for sure. We all saw it coming, but we didn't think she's gonna get her face beat in on a brick over and over and over, and Bear sitting there watching that. And God, it was a great scene. Least favorite kill, Ian, just because, dude, Dustin said, stay home. Bear saw the money fall in the room with you. You didn't have to come say, I actually got $1 billion. We saw it, man. You could have lived. But anywho, I love this movie as well. It's my favorite of the year. I'm not saying it's the best of the year because I'm not going to argue it's better made than the Odyssey or whatever. I saw the Odyssey as well. It was fantastic. This movie it was unsettled me. It was creepy as hell. We got great acting. We got great scares, great tension. Breakout stars who we get to watch for the next 10, 20, 30 years, maybe blossom into these fantastic actors and actresses. And Curry Barker. I'm excited to see where this guy goes. He's going to be doing I know Mike knows this as well, but he's taking on Texas Chainsaw Massacre, inspired from 2003, the ones that me and him love the most. We've talked enough. I gave the movie a 10.
Hell yeah.
It's cinema. It's what the movie theater experience is for. You need to see this movie. Dude, I saw this movie, last thing I saw this movie May 13th. The movie just got took out of AMC last week.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Pretty great.
That was its last day in theaters. Almost
Pretty
a 3
awesome.
month run. That's impressive for now.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't want to be whatever. This movie, I'm going to tell you, and you're going to be like, nah, I'm serious as fuck. Up here in South Carolina, and maybe not Tennessee, if I'm not, I won't call it cold, but there was still like a little coolness in the air when I saw this movie for the first time. Like it wasn't like, burr, I need to put on a jacket, but in the mornings I'd go out and I'd be like, ooh, like that's how long this movie's been in fucking theaters, man. Like that's insane. That's a great run. And this kind of points to my thing. Hey, I've talked enough. Look, my favorite kill is Sarah, unfortunately, because it's like the only kill in the movie, and I think it's done great. It looks great. My least favorite, I don't know, because I mean, Bear and Ian dying don't really like move me. I'm like, eh. But like you said, Ian, you could have had the war if you just stayed away. You know what? I'm rich as shit now. I don't need any of these people or any of their problems. But nope, had to rush over there. Had to be a hero. Yeah, man. Everything you guys have said, times 10. Love this movie. It's one of my favorite horror movies I've seen in a very long time. And not often, and we've talked about this on the show, when you get hype in your head and then you see a movie, you kind of like, that was good, but it wasn't. No, man. I believe I asked both of you.
Weapons.
Interesting. See, I like Weapons, but not as much, probably because of the hype. Honestly, I feel like Longlegs, same thing. Good movie, for sure, but it had a lot of hype, and I was like, scariest movie of all time? No. This movie's great. Lived up to every hype, and I won't say I saw it post-hype, but I definitely saw it as it was starting to build its buzz. So maybe that helped my experience seeing the movie. Great acting, great writing, great cinematography, all that, especially for the budget. Great story. I also, Nico, gave this movie a 10. A fucking 10.
My bad, y'all. Y'all had a good thing going, and I wrecked it.
Hey, man.
But
that half 9.5 is good, though.
Hey, you know that half? That's what Indy gets for being taken.
No, I mean, I had a couple nitpicks, like the...
I had nitpicks, too. I said, fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, me too. I feel you. That gives us a composite score of a 9.83. IMDb's at a 7.9 out of 10. Letterboxd 4.1 out of 5. Rotten Tomatoes, certified fresh, and 94% of critics liked it. Now,
heck yeah.
No one asked, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I said that this was my 6th favorite movie of the year as of now, so I'm just going to go and tell the other 5 just to vindicate myself. Number 1 is The Odyssey. Number 2 is The Invite. I thought that movie was incredible. 3 is Project... Hey, that's good.
You know that birthday game we played for you earlier? If I could live in another world of a movie, The Invite ain't bad, because I either get Olivia Wilde or fucking Penelope Cruz.
Yeah. 3 is Project Hail Mary. 4 is Spider-Man Brand New Day. And 5 is a movie that I'm sure no one has heard unless you've heard me talking about it. But Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, one of the funniest comedies I've seen in a long time. Great stuff.
I've heard of the movie. I just haven't seen it.
It's really good.
Hey, man, I'll take it. 9.5 and 2 10s. Hell yeah, brother. Movie's great.
Yeah. Oh, and also, I didn't, when I said Weapons earlier, I liked Weapons too. But that one and Longlegs both, neither one of them lived up to the hype. They're both good, but the hype was just incredible.
Longlegs got better to me over time, though.
Same. I liked it much more the second viewing. But still not.
I like Weapons better on my second viewing, too.
Still not the hype that it was getting.
Yeah, they're talking about like scary and they calm down.
Dude, Weapons falls into that same category of I wish I liked that movie more than I do. I want to really like that movie.
I mean, I'm like a 7 for Weapons probably.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's not great. Not to me. All right, we've talked enough about Obsession. Great movie. Yeah. Blood Donors. Who's next week? Dusty, you can out your pick for next week after I shout these Blood Donors. We really appreciate y'all. You take a huge burden off of us. Legendary blood donor Dana Tucker. We got Cocaine Bear coming up in a couple weeks. That's going to be fun. Camper Lover reoccurring Nina, Michelle Mirza, Steve Schmidt, Anthony Andrews, Lisa, and Sean Irwin. Camp Council reoccurring Edwin Hernandez Gunn, Adrian Aiello, Brian Samick, Andrew Ferguson, Brooke Maley, Heather Superdoc, Jennifer Davis, New Too Close to Home Pod, Dana Tucker, Cole McAlexander, Max K, Amanda Pettiford, and Death Curse Casey. We mean it a lot. We really appreciate y'all. It takes a huge burden off of us. Go ahead, Dustin. What's your pick next week?
All right, so I hate to break up this great movie with a not-so-great movie, but that's exactly what I'm going to do. Last month I picked a horror comedy. This month I'm picking a horror comedy that I haven't seen in years. 1995's Vampire in Brooklyn. You heard me correctly, Vampire in Brooklyn. with Eddie Murphy and Angela Bassett. We just saw her in American Horror Stories Coven. She is fantastic. And I haven't seen this movie in years, but my Nana gave me the DVD of it a couple months ago, and I was like, I'm not watching it again until we review it. So I picked it.
Nice. I've never seen this. I'm excited to watch it.
I mean, Cat sounds great. So yeah, let's go.
I'm going to go into it expecting a fun time, so let's do it.
I just want to watch the Tina Turner movie now. Damn it.
But it's almost 2-hour episode. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll be back next week with Vampire in Brooklyn. Good night, Megan Lawless.
Oh, you son. Good night, Indy.
All right, y'all. I just want to say thanks for listening. You know, if you haven't, don't forget to hit subscribe, leave us a 5-star rating, write us a good review. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast at. Apple, leave us a good review. That's where we get most of our traction. We really appreciate y'all for tuning in. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next week. And in the meantime, take care of yourself.
Just want to remind everybody.